Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I hope it is an incredible Monday over there because here is beautiful. It's cold in New York, but it's beautiful. Everything is white around me. It's it's like winter wonderland. And today I'm so excited because I am interviewing somebody that I admire a lot. And I put my glasses on because this intro goes Clarissa, I'm so honored to have you, but let me read your intro and a little bit of what this incredible person is doing, guys. Stay tuned. Stay tuned till the end. This is gonna get really, really hot. So, Clarissa Burt is an award-winning actress, international media personality, producer, director, writer, author, public speaker and supermodel with over 30 years of entertainment industry experience in both international and American markets, and hundreds of television and film credits to her name. Clarissa was awarded the Certificate of Global Honor by the University of Pune, India, and the Woman of Excellence Award by the Women's Economic Forum in Los Angeles. She's an her international social work garnered her two private audiences with Pope John Paul II. Wow. Clarissa was instrumental as ambassador to the United States for the Walk in Africa campaign that awarded African women the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011. Wow. And she's the first American to present at the Kremlin and be on the front page of a Russian newspaper. And well, she's the CEO, founder of In the Limelight multimedia platform for women entrepreneurs, and best-selling author of The Self-Esteem Regime. I have your
Are you
book. This is like,
great?
this is so awesome. This is so awesome. We have to talk about this. But I have to
I
talk
know.
about you. Where do we start? This is so amazing. What a
Thank you.
journey.
I love
What
all
a
your friends
journey.
that are coming in from Colombia.
Yes, yes.
Say hello to Colombia. Hello.
I
Hola.
can take this off now.
Oh,
Clarissa,
yeah.
it's so incredible to interview you. You're
Ciao,
such a
Alan.
powerhouse. And this is Alan.
Ciao,
We're so
Clarissa. Ciao,
excited, the
Alan.
whole team.
Mm.
So tell us a little bit about your journey
Well,
because
it's
it's been a long one.
it's been a long one because I'm old. That's
No,
why.
it's been a long one because you have done a lot in the life journey that
It's
you've had.
yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I've done everything that I wanted to do, and one of the most important things that I wanted to do was write this book. And the book started in my head about 10 years ago. And I knew already the name was going to be the self-esteem regime because a regime is an organized way of doing things. And I wanted to put it in a concept and in an order that was easy to follow, but the work is not always going to be easy, as you well know. So,
Right.
I'm very excited about that. But my journey starts, with my really living in New York City, becoming a model, moving then to Europe, more model and then acting. And then I started my own production company, a television production company. And I've just always wanted to work and do, great, amazing, fun things and follow my passion. And that's what I've always done. So I came back to the United States in 2005 and what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And so then I went back to Italy for a while and I went and I won Italian Survivor. So and after I
Wow.
won Survivor, I came back here, and I figured I was already like 53. That was like 9 years ago, and I said, "What am I going to do now? What can I really do? I'm in the United States. I don't know anybody. I was well known in Italy, but nobody knew me here. I don't live to be famous, but to how to
And
start
how
all over again." So I started all over again, and I wanted to do in the limelight TV because in some way, shape, or form, I've been in the limelight on stage, loving what I do. And so I called it in the limelight TV. And what I do is I help entrepreneurs and solopreneurs get their message out, their brand awareness, their voice, and make it a lot easier for them because they are so short on time. And
Yes. Yes.
working with the media is a full-time job. So, I mean, it's a lot of work goes into, creating the relationships and getting out the press
Yeah.
releases and contacting them. So I make it a lot easier for them to be able to do that. What I created a 7-touch system, and the 7-touch system means video, television, podcast, digital magazine, my social, my newsletter, and a news release. We get it out. You give me 20 minutes, and I give you the world. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. That's
Okay.
awesome.
And then I have the mastermind, which you very well know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I started the In the Limelight Blast Her Mind. And that's where I think about 17 or 18 of us lovely ladies get together every other Monday. And we exchange life, and we exchange love, and we exchange laughter. And we cannot wait to meet in person here in Phoenix in April.
Yes. It's so incredible. The whole experience, I can say that the Blasterman has been life changing, life transforming. And
Thank
I
you.
love what you're doing this year with
The
this.
book.
It's
Yeah.
so powerful.
So you girls,
It's
this
so
came out about
powerful.
6 weeks, 7 weeks ago, and you girls have become my first focus group. So what happened was there are
Incredible.
12 sessions in the mastermind, and then there are 12 chapters in the book. And so we're doing a chapter each session. And I really
Yep.
would like to say that there really, since we started, there hasn't been a dry eye in the house. Because
Yes. Yes.
I'm crying, or everybody's crying. So
Yes.
it's good, but it's good cry. It's healthy cry. It's cathartic
Yeah.
release. And I'm happy when the ladies are saying to me, this is a safe place to land. This is our safe place. And the girls are saying, I can't wait to the next one. I can't wait to see everybody. So it makes my heart sing. It really does.
What I there's so many, I mean, there's 12 chapters here. Each one is life transforming.
Yeah,
So
it
we're
is.
reading one by one, and it's like, my goodness, and the stories. Can we share?
Yeah, whatever you
Can we a spoiler to share a little bit of a
sure.
story? What choose any story that you want to
Well, I
share?
love the story about Brooke. And Brooke, I tried to get Brooke to come onto the mastermind. I haven't heard back from her, but Brooke was brought up in a cult, and she'll tell you about what it was like to be brought up in a cult, and what it was like to try to get out of that cult. And so, and to be, treated poorly, and to be shunned, and not wanting to live the life that her elders wanted her to live anymore. And that's a difficult place, because as I talk frequently about boundaries, I talk also about moving away from your natal tribe, from
Hmm.
your original community. And they come with their traditions, and they pass it on to you. And some of those traditions may not land perfectly in your world. They may
Correct.
not be your truth. So it's difficult to say to your parents or grandparents, I'm going a different direction, or I think of this in a different way, and not have a nose go out of joint, or somebody gets upset. Or so, the book also talks about how to create your boundaries with ease, joy, and glory, because you will be living your truth while you are re-educating the people that love you and that you love.
Yes.
So it's a
Yes.
gentle process. Boundaries doesn't mean it's an angry place to be. It just means it's the truthful place for you to be.
Exactly. It is challenging, I have to say, and it also depends on the culture. I have to say, because I come from the Latino culture, but I've lived also,
Yeah,
my family also in Italy. So, and these are two cultures that we are. It's very close, right? It's a close net
yeah,
in that reverence or the respect for the elder, that we feel guilty sometimes. And I remember feeling that way when my grandparents who raised me were alive, and um going in against their belief, or it would
mhm,
be that doubt in my mind, because we were, I'm not going to say brainwashed, because I don't like that word, but we were so trained in those beliefs that even when you wanted to change,
mhm.
it took me a lot. It took courage, and it took trying to remember that I'm not being selfish. I am trying to build
Right.
and to heal here,
Yeah,
and I have to change this. It was right for them at their moment, but it's not right for me.
yeah,
And that guilt sometimes it's there, right? Sometimes
Yeah, of
it's like,
course.
okay, so how do I do it? Especially if they're alive.
Well, you have to live for your purpose, and I would offer to you that your grandparents had the same issue with their grandparents.
Exactly.
Think about that,
It's
right?
so true.
It's true. So
It's so
it's a
true.
generational thing. It's a tribal. It's a family thing. It's every family, and I think it's expected that the youngers will pull apart somehow. They will be creating their own identity, and that's normal and it's natural and the way things are supposed to be. You should be worried about you accepting yourself and knowing the truth within yourself. And once you get, again, reading, I often say that reading this book is you're going to read it one time and then you're going to go back and you're going to read it a second
Yes.
time and you're going to go
Yes.
back. This is the kind of book that you will be referring to for a lifetime, because life will ebb and flow. It will come and it will go. It will be one of the kind of things that will trigger you. Life is life, and it's going to be happy and it's going to be sad and it's going to bring in all kinds of different emotions that some
Yeah.
will be easy for you to navigate and others are going to be desperately difficult for you to navigate.
True. True.
Once you read the book one time, wherever you are now is what's going to resonate.
Right. That is so true. Oh, I'm gonna ask our director. Alan, can you please post that comment again? I'm sorry. I want Clarissa to be able to read it. That was so interesting.
Yeah,
Let's see
absolutely.
if we can find it.
Absolutely.
I don't know
But
where
you
it
have
is.
to, oh,
There it
absolutely
is.
honor our legacies by honoring the cycles of life that show up for us through abundance. Exactly right.
It
And
is so
so,
true.
yeah, and abundance, yes, is all around. But there are times when we may feel less abundant. We may have lost a loved one. We might have lost a job. Again, I say that these last 2 years for us have been times of great loss, Grace. Loss
Yes.
of hope, loss of faith, loss of job, loss of money, loss of family, loss of finances. You name it.
True.
There are things that we are losing now. In my case, and I think in many others also, this was an opportunity for me these 2 years to stop running around, stop going to all the networking events, stop traveling. And I had to stay home and focus 16, 17, 18 hours a day on my computer and my business. There was nothing else to do. And
Yeah.
therefore my business thrived. But I also felt very alone here in the house by myself because we couldn't go anywhere. So
That's true.
again, getting back to the book, you will read this now and get something that you need to know now. And in
Right.
6 months' time, read it again. And you're going to go, wow, I don't remember reading that the first time, because the message wasn't meant for you now, right? 2 years
That is
from
so
now,
true.
same thing.
That is true. I do like the process though that is going the step by step process. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I still haven't read the chapter of the reinvent, which is like one of my favorite things in life.
Yeah.
And the opportunities. What can you share about that?
Well, reinventing is something that I've had to do many different times. I think we are going on to reaffirm. We are chapter
Oh,
5 next
reaffirm.
Monday.
Okay, so
Re-
I read that already. So I'm like,
I
I'm
think,
ahead.
are we in reinvent?
I
We might
think
be
we
reinvent.
did. I
Are we in
think
reinvent? Okay. We're in
I
chapter
was
6, reinvent. I don't even remember. But reinventing is something that is scary, 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 but so exciting, because I've had to reinvent many different times along the way. And
yes.
I wanted to be a model. I became a model. Then I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be an actress. So there's a reinvention. Then I wanted to be a producer. But between each one of these was 2 years of time, either wasted, or because I was fearful, or because I thought I
Mm,
couldn't, or because, I mean, the reinvention phase is something that you, at many a time, will you have to work away. I call them the daily demons, the ones that are always in there saying, you can't do that. You can't do that. And you just go, oh, watch me. Right? Because you have to know how to swerve around the daily demons when they arrive. So reinventing and reinvention is, I think, one of the most exciting parts of the book, because it's hey Mary, it's Mary
hey,
Holden.
Mary.
It's one of the things that the reinvention process is one of the things where you kind of, you get to dream a lot. Like, what would I really want my next chapter to look like?
Wow.
Where do I really want to be? What have I not done that I always have wanted to do? And and they all kind of they intersect. There's a juxtaposition though of all these thoughts that boom, and the next thing you know, there you are. One of them was the mastermind, right? That was something I
Yes.
had thought of, 2 years ago. It just kind of came as it happened. 3 years ago, I said, maybe I will start that multimedia platform, and what am I going to call it? Wherever, okay, in the limelight. That's kind of where I've been for a really good portion of my life. I wonder what the logo is going to look like. Well, there it is. So
It's
the
awesome.
reinvention phase is so fun and so exciting. It's one of those things that I find it to be extremely motivational.
It is. It is inspiring and it's fun. I think for some people more than others, we have to admit this here, is that some it at the beginning, and I can say that because I went from, oh my goodness, from like really rock bottom, bottom below the bottom, to where I am right now. And at the beginning, and that's what I love about your book. The self-esteem issue is the biggest one that stops us from reinventing because it's scary.
It is scary.
Um,
It
am
is
I,
scary.
you know, am I capable of this? I've been told that I'm stupid, or I've been told that I'm not
Wow.
that great, or I don't know if I can really do this, and we see these people, and I love that also. I mean, there's so much I love about your book. So we see these people maybe on the TV, maybe things happening with their life, and we're thinking that's because they're so special and I'm not able to do this.
Yeah.
What do you say to these women that
Well,
have
first of
this
all, I think that you're one of the most successful women I know. So if you're
thank
unhappy,
you.
and you're drop dead gorgeous, so I don't know what the hell else. But again, here you go. People take a look at and they have the perception of who they
Yes.
think you are, right? When in fact you know how you're feeling inside. One of the things that I would like to leave, I know we have limited time, is stop saying I'm sorry. We don't have to be apologizing.
Mm,
We have to stop. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I bothering you? No, no, we don't go down
right.
that path. We don't use that verbiage. It's not empowering, and it does no one any good. And then you're giving, by saying I'm sorry, am I bothering you? You've now transferred power and the position of power to someone else. And that's not where we want to be. The other thing that I want to talk about are boundaries. And I think we talked about it a little bit before when we talked
Yes.
about the family and the tribe and the family community. And that is when you're creating those boundaries with ease, joy, and glory. The one thing that you do want to remember also is that your standards and boundaries are not attitude.
I love that. Oh my
Not
goodness,
attitude.
I'm loving that.
It's one of those things that is your God-given right. It's a birthright. Just like being able to smile every day and hug someone else and feel love. These are birthrights. And so is living your with your the standards that are your truth. And I think that that's really the most important thing. And remembering that we're always limitless, right? There's no limit to what we can do when we really want it badly
Yeah.
enough, and we're willing to work for it. Remember, this book is also work, and you're going to want to put it down, and you're not going to want to finish some chapters, and you're going to want to say Clarissa's crazy, and I would never do that. And you can poo-poo all of the exercises all you want. But when you actually do them and you start to see the light at the other end of your darker tunnel or your darkish tunnel, because some people are there with depression and anxiety right now. I'm talking to people all day
Yes.
long. And I
Yes.
know what's happening
Yes.
out there, especially after 2 years of COVID.
Yes.
I'd say it's time to start, living in, your life purposefully. Live in your purpose. And so, by read, as I said, read it now, read it in 2 months, read it in 6 months, read it in 8 months, because you're going to get something different every time. But
Yes.
remembering that you are limitless. Here's one other thing I'm going to say, and that is this whole concept of being enough. I am enough.
I love that.
I am enough. You are enough. Yeah, okay. But do you know that enough as a definition is as much as required?
Right. Right. Right.
Now,
Right.
Viviana, Are
Right.
you, my darling, as much as required? No.
Absolutely. We are
We are
we
so much
are
more. We are so much
we
more.
are exactly. We are perfect. So Yeah.
So much more than enough. So I get a little irked when I say, "Oh, I am enough. You are enough." No, you are so much more than enough. And nobody can ever tell you when is enough enough. You tell me, when is enough enough? Who has
Yes.
the power to tell you you're enough the way you are? Because then you're not limitless, are you?
Oh, I love that. I love that point. I
True.
love that point. I have to confess, speaking of between authors, I do have a chapter where you're enough, but it's a different perspective, and it's what you're saying is you don't need anybody. You don't need anything outside of yourself
Yeah,
because you have everything that you need within you to
yeah,
succeed or to do. I don't like to say just succeed. It's not. The goal in life is to thrive, to be joyful. I think that's,
right.
that should be our goal, to be happy.
Yeah.
That's
I
what we
also
came
think
here
what's
for.
importance is that we learn how to advocate for ourselves, right?
Right.
And that
Right.
we know that life will always give you what you put up with.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
I
don't be
love it.
somebody else's doormat. Don't shame and guilt yourself. Ah, I'm so ashamed. Ah, I feel so guilty. No, we don't feel shame and guilt. That's not in the book. There is no chapter in here that says you must feel shame and guilt. Nope, you're not going to find it in there. And you deserve to live in a peaceful home.
Oh goodness,
You
yes.
deserve to live in a peaceful environment. You deserve to be loved and you deserve to be respected. There's
Mm,
a reason that I also collaborate with domesticshelters.org, which is the organization here in Phoenix that is national. Moved up to also into Canada, and they help women and children that are in domestic violence situations.
mm, mm,
There is nothing in the world like a peaceful domicile,
yeah.
living in peace. No yelling, no screaming, no violence, no PTSD, no, just peace. So when you
Yes.
say, what people say, oh, gratitude, you say that talk a lot about I live in gratitude every day, and I wake up for thank you for a warm bed, and thank you for the roof over my head, and thank you for my health, my family, my friends, my mastermind, and thank you also for the food in my pantry. But most of all, I thank you for a peaceful home.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And it's amazing. It's just amazing. Also, um, and I was talking about this before the daily do. How do you speak to yourself? What are you saying to yourself?
Mm, that
What
internal dialogue, right?
what are the questions you're asking yourself, and
Yeah.
how do you say? Be careful with that.
Yeah. I think I have to say that at the beginning of our journey, or in my experience, I went through abuse, through emotional and verbal abuse from my stepmother when I was a child. So my internal dialogue was her voice
Yeah,
calling me names and things. And it's sad that it is the story, and it's the same story for so many adults, right? So many children go through that. So we have all these adults having to do all the work that we have to do to get the heck out of that situation, to the
yeah.
different space where we are honoring and respecting ourselves. But it
Yes,
takes work. It
it
takes
takes
work.
work. Absolutely.
It takes
But
work.
this is where you have to also the other thing that I talk about is support groups. You know,
Yes.
don't
Yes.
come from a happy if you don't come from a happy childhood or a happy natal home, then you need to be
Yes.
finding those people around you that are going to support you, they're going to love you, they're going to have your back, they are going to it's another type of unconditional love. I'd like to
Yes.
think that's what we have created with the mastermind. I think that
Absolutely.
we are as a collective every other Monday or even during the week as all the gals are connecting between themselves, they're reaching out to one another. If somebody had a bad moment, everybody, we all huddle around her and hold her up,
Yeah.
until she gets her legs back under her again, and then she's fine. You
Yeah.
can do it's the littlest things that we can do that makes us feel good about ourselves, because most of the things that make us feel best about ourselves are the good things we're doing for others.
Yeah. I like the voice on your book because of that, because it's like speaking, I hear a best friend telling me, get the shit together, get get organized. This is what you need to do. Just do
Yeah.
it, and
Well,
that's
here's why.
awesome.
Here's why, Viviana, because tomorrow is not promised.
Yes,
Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. And so, what are you waiting for? This is why I said it's a regime. Put on your big girl panties, get ready to pick yourself up and dust yourself off, and off we go to the races again. It's that important.
yeah, absolutely. Goodness, I think this needs to be like, girls getting together to get this. So
Mhm.
maybe book clubs of some sort.
Yeah.
And how about the mastermind? Is that open? Is that open
The
for
mastermind, yeah.
applications?
Yeah, it's starting to open for application because we finish when do we finish? April 18, I think, and then
Yep,
we'll be together. So 18, 19,
yep.
20, and 21, we're together as a group in Phoenix, and then I'm opening up new applications for after that. So
That's exciting.
all of the grandmothered in are more than welcome to stay, and we love to have new people coming in, new ladies coming in, new loves coming in, so that we can yeah, we can all continue this thing called life together and navigate a path that we are all on together, and each path separately too.
Yes. So how can we, if anybody wants to apply for the mastermind, should they go to your website?
Yeah, just Clarissa at clarissaburt.com. Just send me an email,
Okay.
and we'll talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to have more lovely ladies on board with us.
Awesome, awesome. And I hope so too, because it's exciting, but at the same time, that support that we need, right? And
Absolutely.
sometimes we don't have that same support. Even, you might have good friends or best friends, but they
Hmm.
are not like-minded, like-hearted, and instead of
Yes.
helping us rise, the
Yes.
situation is different, right?
Yes, yes. So yeah, I like to say that we always have one hand that is tended forward and the other one that is tended
Yep.
behind. And we're always pulling someone up with us as someone else is pulling us up. So yeah, I just absolutely believe that to be true. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, I'm so excited that you were here, and of course you have to come back. It's
I will.
like this has to be a to be continued, everyone.
Okay, absolutely. And I'll close it out. You've heard this before, but some people come into our lives for a reason. Some people come into our lives for a season. And some people will
Mhm.
be in your life for a lifetime.
Wow. Wow.
So remember that too as you're navigating your life, as you're navigating your relationships, and why self-esteem is so important in those conditions. If somebody's there for a reason, are they there to teach you something? What's the message? If somebody's there for a season, how are you going to act and react once they're gone? And if somebody's there for a lifetime, then that's something you really truly need to cherish every single day and nourish every single day.
Wow. Thanks, Clarissa. Thank you so much for
You're
these
welcome.
beautiful and inspiring words.
Thank you. I'm
And
so
thanks
glad you
everybody for watching. It's Clarissa Burt .com, and we are putting her website on the screen right now, and it's also going to be on the chat, on the comments, in case you want to check out the mastermind or you have any questions for Clarissa. I see a new comment that came up. If you guys can put that comment real fast. Who is it? Because we're leaving. This is your last chance. Who is it? Very interesting. Oh, Jai, thank you from Maryland. Thank you, Jai,
Wow,
my friend from
yes.
Maryland. All righty. Yes, that's awesome. All right, guys. So you know where to go. It's gonna be on the comments, and you can follow Clarissa there or on her Facebook or Instagram. Thanks, Clarissa, for everything.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Viviana.
Thank
See you
you.
Monday. Thank you so
See
much.
you. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget, stay inspired.